Hello everyone, welcome to the next video on the symmetrical fault analysis. In this video, we are going to discuss the short question and answer based on the symmetrical fault analysis. So let's begin. In the part A, I have uploaded the some MCQs. This is the part B. So also watch the part A for the better clarification. Okay, in the salient pole synchronous machine, which is true. In the salient pole in synchronous machine, your direct axis reactance is greater than your quadrature direct axis reactance is your less than the quadrature axis reactance. But for a cylindrical rotor, there are no projected poles, since direct axis reactance is equal to the quadrature axis reactance. Which one is the true? So the time constant under the subtransient case, because damper winding have the less time constant. Okay, so then because time constant tau d is defined as rd divided by ld. Under the subtransient state, this is ld double dash. As your ld double dash is a greater value, so your time constant is a less in that case. So subtransient time constant is less as compared to the transient and as compared to the steady state case. The fault level means it is the fault level is nothing but it is the fault MVA. It is not in kiloampere, so it is the fault MVA. The direct axis reactance is more than the quadrature axis reactance. Sorry, this I have answered the wrong. So in the 25th, the direct axis reactance is more than the quadrature axis reactance. The direct axis reactance is more than the quadrature axis reactance in silent pole machine because air gap is greater. So we know that in the silent pole machine construction, so this is your two pole machine. Suppose this is your two pole machine. Okay, so these are the projected poles. So this is N pole and S pole. You will observe that this is the quadrature axis and this is the direct axis. So near the quadrature axis, your air gap is greater than the direct axis. Hence, its reactance is greater. Okay, in the short circuit, dash power fade is greater. We know that in case of short circuit, generally the resistance of the system is much smaller than your reactance. So maximum power which is fed under the faulted condition is the reactive power. Okay, so it is a short circuit MVA, so it is totally if your resistance value is generally it is the 20 times less than your the reactance value, that is X value is 20 times greater than the resistance value in the transmission system. Hence the more reactive power will be fed. The impedance up to the fault point, so impedance up to the fault point is given as J.1 pu. What is the fault MVA? How to calculate the fault MVA? What is the formula to calculate the fault MVA? The fault MVA is equal to 1 upon XF, that is 1 upon 0.5. If you calculate it, it will give you 2 per unit. So the fault current is equal to 2 per unit. Here the same problem is asked, but we want to calculate the fault MVA, not the per unit. Is we have to calculate the fault MVA in terms of MVA value. So but the base MVA is given. When the base MVA is given, you have to use the formula. The fault MVA, this is in per unit, here it is in fault in MVA. So MVA, fault power in MVA, so MVA base upon XF, so 100 divided by 0.5. So 100 divided by 0.5, this value will give you 200 MVA. So the correct option is this. Okay, the next one, the impedance up to the fault point is J.5 pu and the base MVA is 100 MVA at 132 kV. What is the fault current? So first we will determine the fault current in terms of per unit. So I have fault current is equal to 1 upon XF. So 1 upon 0.5, it comes to the 2 per unit. It comes to the 2 per unit. That is the value of the fault current. So if we want to calculate the fault current in ampere or kiloampere, then first we have to calculate the base current. Sorry, the base current is equal to MVA base upon root 3 into kVB in the 3-phase system. As it is 132 kV, means it is the 3-phase system. So MVA base upon root 3 into kVB. So 100 divided by root 3. This is in mega. This is in kilo. So your base current is 0.4373 kiloampere. Now the fault current in actual fault current is the per unit value into base value. So it is the per unit value is 0.4373 multiplied by 2. It will give you 0.875. So this is the correct option. Four identical alternators are connected. Four identical alternators rated 30 MVA. So each alternator is of 30 MVA so each alternator, and the voltage level is the 11.2 kV, having the subtransient reactance of 20%, means each is having the reactance of 20%. Each is having the reactance of 20%. We have to calculate the percentage reactance at bus bar. What is the percentage reactance at the bus bar? So percentage X is equal to, so these four are in parallel, so parallel combination of X1, X2, X3 and X4. But in all generators the reactance is same. When there are the same reactants connected in parallel, we have to divide the number of reactants in parallel. So that's it. So 20% divided by 4 generators, so it gives you 5%. So it will, the value is what, 5%. 4 identical generators having the 30 MVA 10 kV subtransient reactance is 5 ohm working in parallel. Per unit impedance is, okay, so we know that what is given, 4 identical generators, each is having the reactance of 5 ohm. Each is having the reactance of 5 ohm. These all 5 ohms are acting like in parallel. So equivalent is equal to 5 by 4. So it comes to 1.25 ohm. But here it is a per unit value is asked. So per unit value is equal to, so we know that X per unit is to be calculated. If X is in ohm, it should be multiplied with MVA base upon kV base square. So MVA is 30 divided by kV base square is 10 square, so it comes to 0.375. An isolated synchronous generator with the transient reactance of 0.1 pu on 100 MVA base is connected to the high voltage bus bar through a step-up transformer of the reactance 0.1 on 100 MVA base. Fault level at the LV side of the transformer. Okay, so step-up transformer means generator is connected to the step-up transformer, means this side is LV, this side is HV, and this is what your HV bus bar. Okay, and the transformer reactance is also 0.1. This is also 0.1 on the same base. So if you observe, the base is also same. If the fault is on the LV side, if the fault is here on the LV side, then opposition is only due to the generator. Hence, how you will calculate the fault current? So fault current impedance up to the fault point is only 0.1. So it is 1 upon 0.1. It will 1 upon 0.1. It will give you the value 10 pu. The same problem is asked, but here the fault is given on the HV side of the transformer. If the fault is at HV side, the opposition is due to the two reactants, generator and transformer reactance. So addition of these two, that is the fault reactance, is 0.2. So IF is equal to 1 upon ZF, that is 1 upon J 0.2. It comes to the 5 per unit. If the 3 generator, each of 10 kVA, 200 MVA, 15% reactants are connected in parallel. Okay, so each is having the 15%. So 15% in parallel with 15% in parallel with 15%. So this is your impedance at the bus bar. So that is 15% parallel with 15%. Sorry, 15% parallel with 15% parallel with 15%. So all are equal, hence it is divided by 3. It gives you 5%, means in per unit 5% is means divided by 100, so it will give you 0.05 per unit. Okay, so hope you like this video. In the next video we will discuss the another MCQs based on the symmetrical fault analysis. Thank you very much. If you like this, you subscribe my channel and give the comments in the comment box if you have any doubt. Thank you.